Hello everybody, this is Kaz. How are you? I want to really emphasize again and again the importance of shinkokyu in Japanese. In English it would be deep breathing. Like this. Inhale to the extent possible, maximum level of like retaining air, and then let it go. And as you exhale, you just speak and think of it as if it's just that the sound is almost the same thing as air. Even when you are listening to an English speaker and you're just listening, but to just keep breathing deeply. Just as a matter of practice for you yourself, maybe you can just try to feel the flow of air as you listen to the other person talking. Maybe you can do it with me as I speak, okay? And then you kind of begin to feel like the sound is the same as air. Oh, by the way, I just made one kind of bump on the road. Kind of error. When I said something in my previous breath, I said sound and air. I kind of stopped it there, but that's how I speak Japanese, I think. When I speak Japanese, I think I am really stopping all the time in my speech, because in Japanese there are a lot of small tsu, as in the word kitte, kitte. I have to stop it there, otherwise it does not become Japanese. Also, there's an issue of unazuki in Japanese way of communication. You are constantly kind of confirming if what I said was communicated really well to my conversation opponent. I don't know if I can say opponent, conversation partner. I speak Japanese like this. あのね, and then I'm kind of waiting for the other person to respond. 昨日ね, and I'm kind of stopping my breathing, and then I'm waiting for the other person to do unazuki, right? So in speaking Japanese, I am constantly kind of stopping my breathing pattern, and then as a result, my speech or sound becomes naturally choppy, and that's what you should do. When you speak Japanese, you have to sound like this, because that's the nature or the core of the characteristics of Japanese sounds. But when you are speaking English, you really have to let your air and sound flow out of your lungs. It's almost as if you're talking from this area, okay? So as I would like you to try Eigo Nodo method, pay attention to the first few chapters, because one of the chapters is about how to use air. Maybe Western people or foreigners who are learning Japanese and somehow ended up watching this video clip are wondering, why do you have to kind of explicitly teach such a boring and kind of common sense thing? Because for you guys it is very natural that you're really breathing deeply, okay? But for us, because our language requires our throat and kind of upper body to be tense to produce correct authentic Japanese accent when speaking Japanese, we really have to learn explicitly how to breathe when we speak English. Like this, okay? So, good luck with your practice. And I think it's not just that you have to breathe deeply as you speak, but it's just that's just the default way of breathing for people who are not Japanese, mostly. I'm not exactly sure about Koreans and Chinese and Asian people, but I think Japanese people tend to breathe very, very, very shallowly. So that's what we need to be aware of, and that's why maybe just spend one day, the whole day, just deep breathing. And I recommend doing this from the nose and from the mouth at the same time. The reason is that if you only breathe from the nose, and if you are Japanese, your throat tends to stay kind of tense and not very relaxed. So, but if you do shinkokyu, deep breathing from both channels, and then I think your whole body stays relaxed even if you are Japanese, okay? So try that, and good luck.